The battle for two recently closed churches is still going on. A team of former parishioners of both Corpus Christi Parish and St. Rita's Church are pressing forward with an appeal of the closures, even though one of the structures has been sold and is currently under development.
There's two parishioner groups, one from St. Rita's, one from Corpus Christi, and we tried to avoid going through the legal route of the church law through good faith negotiations, and it began in January. That came to an end in the middle of February. It was unsuccessful. So then we undertook with the formal appeals process, where we appealed to the bishop to change his mind about his decision. He did not do so, so therefore we appealed to the church authorities in Rome in this matter, the higher authority, which is the Congregation for the Clergy. And we did our first short form appeal in March. And recently, both parishioner groups submitted what's called long form appeals, very lengthy documents outlining in great detail the substance of our appeals, why we think the bishop has erred in his decision to close our churches, to deconsecrate them, and in one case, for Corpus Christi, to sell them. For Corpus Christi, at a minimum, what we would like is a chapel where the senior citizens in the area could go and receive the sacraments at least once a week. The new owner has made an application to the city to have it rezoned so that he can then redesign the interior for commercial office space. We've intervened with the Planning Advisory Committee on the matter and explained that we don't feel they have the authority to say yes or no to that application because of our appeal. The Canadian law, the Canadian courts have determined that church law has standing within civil law and cannot be hindered in its application by civil law. Therefore, the city cannot, in short form, we don't think the city can render a decision because it could impact the outcome of a church legal system. So we're hoping that the city just doesn't do anything and lets our appeal go forward, and then once our appeal has, the decision has been rendered, move accordingly. If the decision of the Vatican courts is that the bishop they agree with us, and the bishop of the diocese has in fact erred, and if they agree with us that the bishop needs to try and get the church back from the present owner, then we would do everything we can to work with the bishop to do that, and we would hope that the city would just leave it alone, and we hope that the new owner would work with us to do the same thing, right? And I think we should, in terms of Corpus Christi, the city, the new owner, the diocese, we should all just wait and see what happens at the end of this process.
The city of